And welcome to Flightdeck Live. I am Tim Capper along with Cliffy Pine, and welcome to First Molson Stadium as just over 19,000 people showed up for the 50th anniversary celebration of the 1974 Grey Cup winning team, and also to see the Alouettes beat the Edmonton Elks with a score of 21-17. It was a game where Cody Fligotto was able to return to this game, but it was a game where Cody, it really took him a half to really get used to it.
Yeah, it was almost like just that rust was still going to be there, which, again, the guy's been off for 5 weeks, so let's not be too surprised about that. But that second half, he really got it together, exploded with offense, and, well, he did what he had to do. He got the W. Simple as that.
Yeah, Cody in the first half had just over 100 yards of passing, and in the third quarter alone, I'd have to double check my stats, but he did have just over 200 yards of passing alone. And that's where the Alouettes really took control of this game, and also shutting out the Edmonton, a very powerful Edmonton Elk team in the second half. And I think it's the first shutout in the second half since Ottawa last year.
Yeah, just wow. I mean, talk about once again. It feels like we've done this a number of times now, Tim. A tale of two halves. First half was just a dog's breakfast. There's no other way to describe it. But then they go and they make the second half adjustments. They get it figured out. It's almost like they crack the code in the locker room, figuring out how to get this win. And then they go and they execute and do an absolutely fantastic job. I mean, two completely different teams. It felt like between the first half and the second half.
It's almost as if the ghost of Davis Alexander took over the body of Cody Fligotto in that second half. It was, I said, literally said it was a nice date in between the first half of these two. Between Cody, first half, Cody, second half. But by all means, you look at it just wasn't Cody itself. Everybody seemed to step up. A couple of things that we've talked about the last couple of weeks that really have worked well for the Alouettes. They really did try to conquer these issues that they've been having. Still had some issues with the running game, obviously, when it came to defensive-wise. But still, they got everybody involved in this offense, and the defense did quite well.
Absolutely. Once again, first half, the defense was anemic at best. Second half, they figured out how to slam the door on the Edmonton Elks. And getting in the kitchen of MBT, like, easier said than done. My goodness, like he really has gotten it together. I mean, the first half of the season for the club, Bethel Thompson, didn't look great. Like, it was, I don't know if it was just the coaching that was involved, like making the coaching change in Edmonton really made a difference. Not having Freddie Ward kind of breathing down your neck just a little bit. It just seemed like he's got his act together right now, and that's the dangerous thing. Like, this Edmonton Elks team is for real. There's no gimmies in the CFL as far as I'm concerned, unless it's Hamilton. But this Edmonton team is not one to be taken lightly, and you saw that here tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to give props to the Alouettes organization to at least saying something to recognize that Gino was back in the house for the first time since he left the Alouettes two seasons ago. So it was nice to see them at least give him a little bit of something. Speaking of wide receivers, let's talk about the wide receivers tonight, too, because it always seems to be next man is standing up. Doesn't matter who it may be. Even with the addition of Austin Mack this week, who did get into the game, did show a little bit of rust himself, to be fair.
Yep.
But what about Cole Loudspeaker? What a game that he had tonight.
My goodness, and he had a great game last week against Saskatchewan, but tonight, two touchdowns scored. Absolutely phenomenal. It was almost as if Cody, once Cody found himself again, he was starting to feel himself a little bit. He was just remembering, oh yeah, I've got a connection with Cole Speaker. I better find that guy. And sure enough, found him twice in the end zone this evening.
Yeah, Austin Mack, even though he was supposed to be in a certain position in the depth chart, he actually moved around quite a bit tonight, sort of confusing the defense up a little bit. But again, he did get into the game. But Cole Speaker made one of those, I guess we can say, what can go back to? One of those Austin Mack catches in the end zone tonight for a second touchdown of the game. That put the Alouettes up good.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, again, Cole Speaker was on one tonight, and it's so good to see Austin Mack back as well. But yeah, I think it's just a matter of you couldn't expect him to come in and be right away the Austin Mack we knew in 2023 that helped the Alouettes win the Grey Cup. He's coming though. It's going to take some time, but I think now that he's gotten that first game under his belt, that first game back here in 2024, I'm very excited for the prospects of what Austin Mack's going to be able to do for this Alouettes offense.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously, again, as we were saying before, they were able to get the running game going a little bit again tonight. Fletch had 11 attempts for 54 yards, longest of 19, but it was in dinks and dunks here and there. But again, that's still one of the things that over the next week, because they are on bye week this week, that they will have to work on for sure once they get back into practice. But going into the break, being 10-1, you really can't complain. I mean, second best start in Alouettes history. 10-1 top of the Eastern Division with a very good Ottawa Redblacks breathing down their necks.
Yeah, I mean that's just it. I mean, this September you're going to see the Alouettes go to Ottawa, play the Red Blacks. Then they come here for Thanksgiving. Those two games are going to be very, very crucial, especially with the way Ottawa's been playing as of late. And it's funny because, like, at first I was like, "Is this Ottawa team really for real?" But you know what? They are for real, and definitely Montreal cannot afford to take them lightly. Even if they're 10-1 and are guaranteed to have a winning season this year, you definitely cannot take the Red Blacks lightly.
You're right. After today's win too, and I don't like talking about it, but they did clinch third place. That's the best way of putting it.
Yeah.
With the win tonight, they did clinch third place in the Eastern Division, and we'll leave it at that.
Yeah,
we will leave it at that.
Finish no worse than third. Yeah, you gotta love it.
Let's talk about the guys a little bit, and obviously we'll go into this more in detail on the podcast on Wednesday. But Cody Fajardo, 22 of 34, 336 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Interception seemed to be on a route. I think it was an Austin Mack route, which either Cody threw the wrong one or Mack got a little bit confused. I think it was Austin Mack that where he pulled up short and it got intercepted. But you know, it was what it was.
A little malfunction at the junction. It happens. Again, folks, let's not forget, Austin Mack hasn't been in training camp. He hasn't been here all year long. It's going to take a little bit of time to get that connection again, get that chemistry that those two had last year. Yeah, it's going to take a little while, but I guarantee these guys will get it back on track.
6 Alouette wide receivers had a catch tonight. Leading receiver for the team was Speaker. 6 targets, 5 receptions, 107 yards, 2 touchdowns. And again, let's talk about the defense too. Canton Arcu, 2 sacks. He had one hell of a night for himself.
This kid's a beast. I mean, there's just no two ways about it. Jeffrey Canton Arcu has just been absolutely phenomenal in his rookie season here for the Alouettes. I mean, and once again, introducing himself to opposing quarterbacks, you'll love to see it.
Yep, 2 guys had 2 knockdowns, 2 by Kavian Into, and 2 by a rookie Moultrie had 2 also. And they came at a very, very needed time when they really needed to stop the Elks in driving and get back in the second half.
Yeah, as I said, the first half, defensively, it just felt like the Alouettes were kind of trying to find their own way, just trying to find themselves a little bit. But that second half, when this crowd came alive and got loud, let's see Alouettes were able to start scoring points. This defense clicked in right away and just shut the door. Simply put, they shut the door on the Edmonton Elks.
Yeah, and let's talk about a little bit, obviously, what happened today at halftime. I think we got at least give a little bit of a shout out because you had these gentlemen here tonight who were back at our first one. Well, back here celebrating the 50th anniversary of the 1974 breakup. Obviously, if you go back and check our podcast this week, you're able to speak with Ian Mofford, and as we were able to talk with him. But let's talk a little bit about the ceremony today and the guys who were here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just amazing to see a lot of these legends, absolute legends. We were talking about guys like Wally Buono, Larry Smith. I mean, Ian Mofford, of course. We didn't see Sonny Wade. I'd be remiss if I didn't include Sonny Wade in this as well.
Yeah.
But it was so cool to see that. So cool to see the Alouettes show the love, show the appreciation for these legends.
And they were on field. They were on field afterwards.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hi.
Look who it is.
Oh.
We're more than a couple of guys here. We got
we got some podcasters here, ladies and gentlemen. Taylor from the Turf District, Blake from Canadian Football Fanatics. Holy jeez.
I think we have a few more.
Yeah, they're behind
What
the scenes.
the heck?
Oh my goodness gracious. We got all kinds of podcasters here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Well, guys, how did you enjoy the game? How did you enjoy your experience here at Percival Molson Stadium?
It was amazing. Like Percival Molson, I didn't realize how loud it got here. It gets loud here. The horns, they're not as bad as everyone says. Like
see, right there. Thank you.
I heard them, but they're not as loud as everyone says, and it didn't ruin my game experience at all. Everyone here in Montreal was so welcoming. It was so awesome to be here. So
I got food.
It was a really good game.
You probably deserve it.
3 times.
Yeah, but you got to admit that you were able to see Chino. I mean, you do see him almost every week anyway.
I know.
But being able to see him in his old stomping out, I'm sure it was quite nice.
Well, it was nice. Unfortunately, we didn't do the stomping ourselves, so we owe you.
Well, listen, there's always the Grey Cup, right? You guys can get it together, which it looks like you guys, I think the Elks really are not a team to sleep on in the West. And let's face it, the West right now is wide open.
It's wide open, and especially, given the circumstances of tonight's game and how it out or how it played out, you never know who's going to be starting Labor Day.
Oh,
That's right.
Little intrigue there for you, ladies and gentlemen. So
The old back to back, and it is coming up. And all the Labor Day classes are coming up, even though the Owls are off. But still, it's going to be Labor Day. Labor Day, you got me, guy. Labor Day in the Seattle. It's just one. Usually, it's when the road to the great bachelor starts, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, and we have Touchdown Pacific coming
That's
up
right.
this year. So
there you
That's
go.
right.
it'll be very fun.
Yeah.
A great time to be a football fan, especially Canadian football.
Absolutely.
So even though being a Saskatchewan fan, did people notice it today, or
We got a few people talking about the last couple of weeks where Montreal beat Saskatchewan. So we heard a few words, but everybody's been welcoming here in Montreal. It's been a fantastic weekend. It was just a lot of fun.
The shirt is really dope.
first time in person also?
Second time.
Second time?
It's been a long time. It's been about 17 years since I've been here, so it's a lot of fun.
Right. You? No?
Well, I love personal goals. Montreal knows how to party. This is probably my favorite away stadium in the CFL, especially when you don't care about the game. You just get to have a good time, enjoy the atmosphere. Doesn't matter who wins. Obviously, go Alouettes.
Excuse me, but they have to strap out your little guests. I want to say.
When do the Rough Riders play? What's going on? Did I miss something or what? I know. All the time. Respect.
Oh,
Like baby's kids,
I
man.
gotta say, I saw your pregame show going. I love how you guys use the old television.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's talk about obviously something on the side, like not kind of the press conference, but tell us about what.
Yeah, first of all, that's my producer, Martin, who came up with the TV design this week. We obviously had the retro night, which was cool. But tonight, I really thought the third quarter changed the game. I won't bore you to death with details, but the offense came out, scored right away. They cut it to a one possession game. And then the defense did give up a first down in the third quarter. So to me, that's when it did change.
Yeah, well, it also helped Cody 200 yards in the third quarter as well.
So that definitely helped. And he hung in there too. I mean, he had some wicked shots. So thank you guys for Cody. We really Thank you guys. Have a safe ride back.
Enjoy your bye week.
Yes, thank you guys. You too. We'll see you.
This is why we go live, ladies and gentlemen. You never know who's going to show up. You never know who's going to come. Just crash us and have some fun with it.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, we appreciate everybody who listened to the live this week. Haven't listened to the podcast, make sure you go and do so. We will come up with something, even though the Alouettes are on a bye week, so stay tuned for all of our socials. And if you happen to miss any part of this, you can obviously watch it on X, Facebook, Twitter, and it should be rebroadcasting very shortly. Also on our Twitch channel.
They're giving us a high sign to get the hell out of here.
Exactly. So for the last time here at Percival Molson Stadium, the Alouettes do knock off the Edmonton Elks with a score of 21-17 for just over 19,000, celebrating the 50th anniversary of the 1974 breakup team. Everybody here at the Flightdeck line for Cliffy D. I'm Tim Capper. Talk to you soon.
Okay, yes, sorry. Yeah, I've seen it.